So I purchased another graphics card. This time I bought a Zotac RTX 3080. It is a beauty and I only paid $50 for it. So you're probably thinking to yourself, how in the world did you get this for $50? Well, technically this was a return from a customer that claimed that it kept shutting down anytime they tried to play video games. So I'm gonna put this on my test bench here and actually try it and see what's going on with it. So from what I was told, this card actually does work. And if you run OCCT on it, or if you run Superposition, it'll often pass, but then it fails eventually. So then we can't resell it, or that was pretty much what I was told. So let me plug this into this test bench. We're gonna see ourselves what it's actually doing. All right, we're gonna go for first boot and make sure that that's on. And let's see. So what I'm actually thinking is that the card is overheating for some reason. It is a used card. It is an older card. And I do see a lot of dust inside on the PCB itself. I don't see any on the fans though, which is very strange. It's almost like somebody cleaned it and then returned it. But we'll test it out ourselves just to make sure. The first thing that we're gonna be running is the superposition test, so we can see how the temps are and if it'll actually pass the entire test. So I'm actually gonna go straight into 4K. I'm not worried about the 1080p and 720p and all that stuff. I'm gonna go straight to 4K so it picks up a little bit more of that VRAM and we can get a full test run. I think that is it. I can't see because of the light, but let's see, start it up. All right, so I'm actually looking at the temperature right now. Guys, look at this. It is immediately, oh, there it goes. The card is crying already. It immediately started crying. Let's see if we can zoom in here. All right, check it out. Temperatures already, we are at 80 degrees. We're at 80 degrees Celsius. But it immediately hit that, and now the card is actually crying. Okay, so I think I have an idea of what's going on, but we're gonna run one more test if it does pass this. So you can probably hear that card right now. It is screaming. The fans are trying to cool it down. We are at 81 degrees. It fluctuates between 83 and 81. The fans are trying their best. Here, I'll take the mic off so you can hear it. So we already see a heat issue here. It's not supposed to be crying that much. So we're gonna wait until it finishes, and it does look like it's gonna pass this test, and we're gonna start up OCCT, which is another free software that you can actually utilize to test your card. Okay, so the card did pass the test. It did not shut down or anything, but the fact that the fans are running like they're turbines probably tells me something. We're still gonna run OCCT on it though, just to completely make sure that it is a heat issue, and then we'll probably take it apart and see if we can just re-thermal paste it and hope that it brings those temperatures down. So I'm not running the paid version, I'm running the personal edition, which is free to use. You just have to wait like 10 seconds per test or so. I'm gonna be running the 3D adaptive on extreme and see if we can push those heats up. So already those fans are spinning up to the max possible speeds. So which tells me that they're trying to cool this card down. We're at 78.9 degrees. And of course the card is gonna thermal throttle if it thinks that it's gonna damage itself. So as you can see, like it went from like 300 watts all the way down to like 235, it seems right now. So besides the heat issue, the graphics card seems to be running just fine. Like it hasn't failed the test at all. It is thermal throttling itself to bring down that heat. So I'm thinking that we could possibly open this up and see if we can put new thermal paste on it, maybe some thermal pads if needed, and see if we can bring that heat down. Maybe this card is gonna be a perfectly working card afterwards. All right, so that's enough testing for me. I'm gonna turn this off, and you hear the fans? Oh my God, they are crazy. All right, we're gonna shut this off, and we're gonna take this graphics card apart, and I'll take you through the process of it just so you can see what I actually go through every time that I do this. Good. The weirdest thing though is that the graphics card heatsink on the back is hot, so it is transferring heat fine to this side. So I'm wondering why, well, it's hot here, it's not really hot there, it's kind of cool over here. I'm wondering if the core is just mucky or something. So let me get my iFixit toolkit and we can get started on this. All right, so I'm actually gonna bring you guys in closer to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. I usually just look at the back of the screws here. These are gonna be holding the plate. These are gonna be the tension screws for the actual core. Let's start off with just taking off screws from the back. I wanna see the back of the back plate here. And I don't think I've ever taken one of these specific cards apart. So I'm gonna take my time and look to see what I'm actually taking off. It looks to me that I might have to take the core off first and lift this up. I'm gonna just take the core off, the tension screws. And I usually start with one side, loosen, then loosen the other side. Then again, Go crisscross. See if this will allow me to lift it up. There we go. I see. All right, so we did not need to take the back off. I wonder what is causing the overheating though. I don't see anything just that jumps out on me. I mean, there is like dust bunnies everywhere. Nasty dust bunnies everywhere. So I'm gonna clean this up. Is there supposed to be thermal pads right here? Something's missing. Or is there not supposed to be thermal pads right there? Well, let's clean up this thermal paste, reapply thermal paste, make sure everything is placed correctly, and let's see if that's all it was. I mean, this is, I don't know if this is just really bad thermal paste. So I typically just use paper towel and just slightly, like gently go in circles and it'll start picking up the thermal paste. I don't use alcohol, I don't use anything that could possibly cause damage, which the alcohol usually doesn't cause damage, but I would prefer not to use any type of liquid if possible. And this thermal paste doesn't seem that great. It is kind of dried out. Maybe that's what's going on. Like the thermal paste is probably dried out. It doesn't cool enough anymore or transfer heat anymore. And then we'll turn this around and try to just get everything to fall. Wow, this is like breaking apart. You see that? It's breaking apart into little pieces. So it's either dry or this is terrible thermal paste that was on here. Maybe it was reapplied. All right, so we're gonna make sure that this has enough thermal paste on it, probably a little bit too much, just to see. I have a feeling that the thermal pads might not be original and maybe they're a little bit too thick, or I could be completely wrong and it might be causing like too much of a gap between this cooler and the actual chip. Wow, that is a terrible looking bead, but hey, it'll do the job. Let's plug everything back in and we'll try. I mean, I didn't see anything else significantly that stood out to me that could possibly be the cause. So we're gonna try this and just hope that it maybe was just bad thermal paste or just really old thermal paste that was causing the problem. All right, well, we didn't break it, so that's a good sign. We are going to now try to run OCCT again and see what it does this time. We're gonna do the exact same test again and see where the temperatures are. Hopefully it doesn't throttle as much. Maybe the wattage stays up a little higher and the fans aren't gonna go, well, there probably still are if it gets hot enough, but not immediately, hopefully. We're at 312 watts. We're at 51 degrees Celsius, 305 watts, 307 watts. We're at 54 degrees Celsius so far. It didn't immediately shoot up to 80 degrees. That's a good sign. Now we're still at 308 watts, 309 watts. Before, oh, it's still climbing. Before it would drop straight to about 200 and something. We're at 311, 60 degrees Celsius. Good. These aren't spinning like they're turbines anymore. That's a good sign as well. So it seems like the thermal paste reapplication actually did do something. All right, the fans just picked up a little bit because there is heat coming out of it now. We're still at 313 watts though. Before it was like at like 235 watts. We're at 73.3 Celsius. So that means that the temperatures are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. We have not reached 80 degrees yet. We have not reached 90 degrees yet, any of that. All right, so we are at the 5-minute mark. We are past that actually, and there is heat coming off of this, but we are holding steady at a 315 to 316 watts on this card now. It's no longer thermal throttling, and it is at 74.6 degrees Celsius. So the thermal paste reapplication definitely worked. We also upgraded to the MX4 thermal paste, which is a lot better than whatever that thing was. I don't know what was on there, but it was kind of a little stale. I don't know, maybe it's just because it was old, but it seems to be working. I'm gonna completely leave this running for the entire hour just to make sure that it's going to be fully functional. Maybe I will give this to somebody or sell it or reuse it for something, but at least I know that it is going to be in a lot better shape than when I got it. So $50 for a returned graphics card. Was it worth it? Heck yes. When are you ever going to find a 3080 for 50 bucks? And for those that think that this is an older card, it is still a fully capable card at running 1440p games. So it ain't that old. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out the description below for some links, some affiliate links that is going to help the channel out directly. Until next time, take care of yourself and others. See you on the next video. Bye.